Hi everyone. So in this task, you're going to learn how to model a paddle using freeform modeling. Freeform modeling is one of the few tools in Fusion 360 that lets you play with the uh, solid body with little constraints like geometry and patching surfaces, etc. Basically, it's a format where you will learn how directly molding or sculpting something is superior to having to patch up those surfaces. So let's quickly get started on that. So this is the object that you're trying to shape today. As you can see, while it doesn't resemble a paddle very much, the objective of this video is to teach you the commands and shortcuts and give you an idea of what freeform modeling does. Yeah, go ahead, play with the software a bit, and you will realize with the basic commands that the commands that I teach you today, um, the superiority of freeform modeling over the other forms of surface and solid modeling that we have been using. So let's start with a new file. The first thing you see over here is the create form tab. So this creates you and forms features into your timeline. And you can also add this to solid modeling of the bodies that you previously do. This is the timeline that we have already looked into. Now, as you can see, the paddle is somewhat of a hollow cylindrical body which opened up, which kind of fanned out over here. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a cylinder and the dimensions don't really matter. Going for a 50 by 75 height of a cylinder. As you can see, diameter of faces are these faces, 8 faces along the diameter. You can increase or decrease them. And these are the height faces. There are 4 height faces. I'm going to increase 8 as well. So you can basically play more with it. Each face, you can basically individually model each of these faces. I'm gonna go ahead and hit OK, giving symmetry in this. You would see in the mouse what I do with the symmetry command, but right now we don't need symmetry. I'm gonna hit OK. Now, the interesting part about Fusion 360's freeform modeling comes in the modify command, where you can edit form or edit by curve. I want to show you what this does. If you are looking to modify something, say just an artistic piece like this creating these dents, creating this kind of an oblique shape in freeform without freeform modeling might mean hours of making basic shapes and then giving loft commands and then figuring out interfaces between each curves and how you join them. In with freeform modeling, I just had to figure out which surface had a basic shape, and then I went about giving it that kind of a geometry. So let's get back to doing a paddle. I'm going to first flatten this surface to give me this kind of a geometry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this, go to modify, edit form. This object is a T-spline entry, so I selected one face. You can see these arrows. These are your transformation modes. They can pull you up. This can go sidewards. It can be extended, or it can be rotated with these ones. Basically, twist maneuver is what it is. Or you can also shrink or extend the size of that, just that particular plane. Now, if I want to choose a transformation mode, I can choose purely translational, rotational, or scaling mode. What scaling mode does is what I just shown you here. We'll be using each of these modes, and you'll realize the functionality and power of each of these. The coordinate spaces are literally how you look at each of these planes, whether you're looking at it like a local entry that is just the plane, or are you looking at it like an entire coordinate space with x, y, and z axis, or are you looking at it like from your view space, etc. A section filter basically divides each of these planes. So you have these pointers and you can move these points instead of moving the whole plane. So you get this kind of a bump in between if you want to show. An edge filter is when you can select an edge and you can modify the edge as per your command. And a face filter is when you can change the face completely. And a body filter is when this is mostly for translation, rotation, motion of the body. So you rotate something completely. This is when this comes in handy. I'm going to go with all section filters. So basically, I'm going to have control over the entire planes and the whole body. Okay, so first to flatten the edges, click on this, hold shift and double click on the next face. We've selected all the 8 faces. Now I'm just going to make it viewable. Right. Now hold this line and pull it apart for as wide as you want to give it, because I haven't given dimension. A lot of it is going to rest on your creative discretion, creative and geometric discretion, and I'm okay with a part that follows the basic form without being too intricate and authentic. The idea is to let you play with the freeform only. Now, I have a flat surface over here. And now, this flat surface has to extend, so I hold on to it with the rectangular thing that you see over here, pull it a bit, and then pull it out straight. I need to give it a kind of a natural curve, so I'm gonna pull it out, and then I'm gonna take it a bit upward. There you have it. A mild curve, flatter panel base. So this is the translation features that I use. This is the scaling feature, and this is the rotational feature. Now I don't need a lot of rotation, just a slight curve. Here is a slight curve that I gave to the body. All right, this looks like the edge of a paddle. Great. Now let's go ahead and look at the other end. Free orbit, turn around. Let's look at it. We need a shaft that we need a coupler kind of entry over here, which will sit with the shaft. Same thing, press here, press shift and double double click. This should select all the faces. I'm sorry. It did not get selected before because we had some selections over here, so you're confusing the software basically. All right, so with that being done, click on modify command again. Now scale it down a bit, then Alt, Control, and hold this drag button. I repeat, Alt, Control, hold the outward opening button, pull it outwards. Now, because I held it at an oblique angle, you would see a curve like this. What I'm going to do, click on the surface again, Alt, Control. Okay, now I'm going to scale it downwards. Now the reduced dimension, I'm going to pull it outward again. So I have basically a paddle with the changing dimension. This blip that you see over here is because while I was moving this, at some point of time, I have used one of these arrows to slightly shift it out of posture. That's why this blip. If you just held this straight and pull it along with Alt Control and drag, this blip wouldn't have happened. So this was about the basic commands and interesting shortcuts in Fusion 360's freeform modeling. We have more of these forms to look into, like how to use a box, how to use a quad wall, and stuff like that. Since this isn't a major part of your curriculum right now, we wouldn't be delving very deep into it. But when you model the mouse, we'll see a few more functionalities, and then you can go ahead, play with it, and submit the paddle and the mouse task. Thank you, everyone.